Losing in Fortnite sucks. You hop into a game feeling warmed up, confident, maybe even ready to pop off, and then one fight ends it all. Back in the lobby before you even realize it, and that hits hard. It's easy to start doubting yourself, wondering if you're actually improving at all. Most players think getting better just means losing less and winning way more, but that's not how it works. Losing isn't a failure. It's actually one of the fastest ways to get better at the game if you know how to handle it. And the first step is realizing why wins can trick you. Section 1. Why wins can trick you. Honestly, winning feels amazing, right? You get that elimination, your heart's racing, and you feel like you did everything perfectly. But here's the thing, you probably didn't. Fortnite is chaotic. One fight can go any number of ways based on timing, luck, your opponent's panic, or even something as random as ping. You could win while making multiple mistakes, maybe swinging too wide, dropping from height without a plan, burning mats way too fast, or taking a 50-50 trade you didn't need to. And because you survived, your brain says, cool, that was right. That's how habits get locked in. The problem is winning can hide your flaws. You might climb lobbies, rack up eliminations, even dominate weaker players, and it all feels good. But when you finally run into someone better, those habits get punished instantly. That wide swing that worked 5 times, now it's a headshot. That rushed push, gone. The play that felt fine before suddenly looks sloppy. Wins give you comfort, but comfort is the enemy of growth. A win gives you dopamine, a sense of achievement, but it doesn't really tell you what you did right or wrong. It doesn't show if your positioning was solid, your rotation smart, or your timing clean. It only tells you that somehow you survived that one and only fight. And if you use wins as your only measurement of improvement, you're probably fooling yourself. Real growth comes from the stuff wins hide, the mistakes, the bad habits, the moments that almost got you eliminated. Losing exposes that. And this leads perfectly into section 2, what losing actually shows you. When you die, the game doesn't sugarcoat anything. It stops immediately. There's no adrenaline to cover mistakes, no loot to distract you. You're left with one clear question. What just went wrong? That's when learning really starts. Losing forces you to lock in at your mistakes. Maybe you rotated late, maybe you peeked too wide, maybe you panicked in a box fight, or maybe a third party hit you while you were focused somewhere else. Whatever it was, it's obvious and fixable. The key difference between players who get better and those who don't isn't how many fights they win, it's what they do after a loss. Some people immediately queue again, frustrated, carrying that tension into the next match. Others pause, they replay the fight in their head, they ask, did I have height? Did I manage mats properly? Was I too predictable? They focus on one main thing to fix, not 10. That's the stuff that turns a loss into actual progress. Ranked games make this even clearer. In real competition, a single small mistake gets you punished fast, especially in tournaments. You can't get away with sloppy peaks, wasted materials, or even slow rotations. And losing in these lobbies felt bad, yeah, but it teaches you a ton. If you take the time to reflect, you start anticipating plays before they happen. You read those rotations a little bit better. You know when to push and when to back off. Those instincts don't come from building in creative for hours on end. They come from facing real punishment and learning from it. Even Peterbot himself said the best way to learn is to take as many fights as possible and see what they did and try and copy what they did to beat you. Repeated losses also teaches you patterns. One fight might be random, but if you're losing in similar ways, there's definitely a theme. Maybe your rotations are too slow, maybe your aggression is inconsistent, maybe you panic when under pressure. Losses show these trends clearly, wins don't. Wins feel good, but they can trick you into thinking everything is fine when it's not. Section 3, the ego trap. This is where a lot of players get stuck. Ego. Losing feels personal, like it's saying something about you. That voice in your head tells you you're bad, or this game is broken, or my ping's too high, and all those excuses. And suddenly, instead of analyzing your mistakes, you're making excuses. Maybe the opponent got lucky, maybe the shot was broken, maybe your ping was definitely off. Sure, some things are out of your control, but if that becomes your go-to explanation, you stop improving altogether. When ego takes over, confidence becomes fragile. Win streaks feel amazing, but losses crush you. You start playing scared, hesitating on aggressive plays you normally take, or avoiding situations that could teach you something. You stop experimenting. That's a killer for improvement. The players who actually get better don't let ego dictate their reactions. They can say, okay, I messed up the rotate, or I panicked in that box fight, without it meaning they're bad. Letting go of ego doesn't mean losing confidence. Real confidence comes from knowing your weaknesses and being able to fix them. It comes from preparation and understanding, not a streak of wins at low-level gameplay. That mindset lets you take high-pressure fights without freaking out, and once you stop fearing failure, your gameplay actually frees up. You start making smarter, cleaner plays because fear isn't clouding your decisions, and it's definitely not clouding your judgment. Section 4. turning losses into a system. Awareness alone isn't enough in Fortnite. You need a system for it. Randomly thinking about mistakes after dying is okay sometimes, but if you really want to improve, you need structure for those losses. After a loss, pause for a moment. Pick one main mistake from that fight to focus on. Not everything, just one thing. Then make the adjustment in your next match. For example, if you died because you pushed too aggressively, your next game focuses on controlled aggression. If you lost height, your next game focuses on stronger positioning. If you panicked in edits, your next game focuses on calm, precise, crosshair placement editing. One change at a time compounds faster than trying to fix everything at once. Recording your gameplay can help even more. Watching yourself after the fact shows mistakes you couldn't see in real time. Your crosshair drifting, predictable wall patterns, inefficient use of mats, these micro errors are small, but they add up over time. Fixing them one at a time makes you noticeably cleaner over weeks and months. Also, separate mechanical practice from competitive play. If your edits or aim are shaky, hit a creative routine. Don't expect ranked alone to fix your raw mechanics efficiently. Use ranked for decision making and composure practice. That's how you make each part of your gameplay intentional and not just based luck. Consistency is more important than intensity as well. Grinding while tilted often reinforces more bad habits because you're playing emotionally instead of thinking. Short, calm, focused practice and review goes way further, and over time, this structured approach changes your relationship with the game. You stop fearing death, you start looking forward to it because it shows you exactly where to improve, but also don't stop playing at your best if it means more losing. Alright, section 5, the long-term perspective. Improvement in Fortnite is like compounding interest. At first, it feels like nothing is changing. You still die in stupid fights, still panic in endgames, but underneath the surface, your foundation is improving. Your rotations, awareness, mechanics, and decision-making are getting stronger without you noticing day by day. Eventually, all those little improvements add up. You react faster, rotate smarter, peek cleaner. Fights that used to overwhelm you start feeling normal. That's when you notice how far you've actually come. Players who quit early never get to see that. They see temporary losses and think it's a dead end, but it's really just part of the process. Even pros lose constantly. They lose scrims, tournaments, fights on stream, and, especially clicks, only getting 4th place. The difference is they treat losses as feedback, not judgment. Over hundreds of matches, small adjustments add up into huge improvement. One better rotate here, one cleaner height retake there, one calmer endgame over time. That separates casual players from the elite ones. The long-term perspective also keeps you sane. Improvement becomes the goal instead of wins. You start seeing each match as useful, even when you die early. That mindset makes the game feel meaningful no matter the outcome of the matches. You stop chasing validation and start chasing real growth as a player. And once you do that, winning starts to happen naturally because your decisions are smarter and cleaner under pressure. And if you want to win more consistently, you need to learn how to lose first. Every elimination carries a lesson. You just have to look for it. Stop blaming luck, stop blaming third parties, and focus on what you can control. Fix one mistake at a time and queue with purpose. That's how real improvement happens. If this helped you, subscribe so you don't miss the next video, load up my mechanics map and practice intentionally, and if you want to support the channel, use code FLOWN in the Fortnite item shop. Also leave a like. Once again, thank you guys for taking time out of your day to watch my video, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace, guys.